Hi, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Thanks.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Laravel just released a new version. So this is the latest version of Laravel, and we learn how to install it with Vue.js and Bootstrap and the basic authentication scaffolding which comes with Laravel. Okay, but before you jump in, you need to know that you have to have a PHP on your machine. So I recommend to download XAMPP, for example. It comes with a PHP. It's a virtual server on your machine, and you will need Composer as well, and Node Package Manager as well. I left a link in description for my previous video when I install all of these. So I don't do this in this video now. So let's close them up because I have all of them. So let's create a Laravel 7. Okay, so first of all you need to decide where you want to create your project. I want mine in my project folder, and I create a new Laravel project here. So let's get the command line. Okay, so as you can see, we are inside this project folders, and I want my Laravel 7 application inside this folder. So all I have to do is Laravel new, and after this you need to give a name for your application. In this case I will call it new 7 app. It could be whatever you want. It takes some time. Okay, so while it's installing the new Laravel application, let's just create a database for this application. So let's, because I already installed XAMPP, I got a local host. Okay, so I got many other databases, but let's create a new database for this Laravel 7 application, and let's call it Laravel 7. Again, it could be anything you want related to your project, and I set the character to UTF-8 MB4 Unicode. And let's create this database. So we have a Laravel 7 database. Okay, let's jump back. It's still working. Okay, so application is ready. We got something amazing. So our Laravel is installed. Laravel 7 is installed on our machine, and we just created the database as well. Okay, so the next thing is we want the Bootstrap and Vue.js installed as well, and we want the basic authentication scaffolding as well. So on the Laravel page, if you selected the latest version, just go to the front end and you will see the front end scaffolding. And if you scroll down, you can see that we need to use Composer, and we will pull in Laravel UI through Composer. So let's just run this command as well. But first of all, before we do this, we need to enter to our new project, because as you can see we are in a project folder now. So I just close this up, and if we check, we have this new Laravel app 7 here, and inside I open up a new command line. Okay, so we are inside the new Laravel 7 app folder now, and let's just copy this command, paste it here and press enter, and it will install our Laravel UI package. Okay, that's done. So let's continue on the Laravel homepage on laravel.com. Okay, so at the moment we have a brand new Laravel 7 application, but we want the Bootstrap 4 and Vue.js, and we want the authentication as well. So we can grab everything in one line command here. So we just run this one, and you can have a Laravel application without any authentication scaffolding. If you want Vue.js with Bootstrap, you can do that. If you want only just Bootstrap, you can run this command, or you can create a React frontend with Laravel. But if you want the authentication scaffolding, so we have registration form and login form, and we have the structure for the database as well, then we need this line, because we want Vue.js, it will include Bootstrap as well, and we want the authentication as well for our application. So let's just copy this piece of code and run this as well. Okay, it was quickly, it's done now. So all we need to do now, running npm install. So it will install Vue.js, it will install Bootstrap, because if you check our project, if we open it, okay, so here is our new app. Let's add it to our VS Code, and if you check, we have a package.json file here. So we are pulling Axios, Bootstrap 4, jQuery, Lodash. We have Vue.js as well, as you can see. So we need to install it now, and we can do it running npm install. Hit enter. Okay, everything is installed now. So basically our application is ready. If we want to see our new application, we need to run a server. So we are inside our new application, and I'm running a server, PHP serve. So we can visit our new application on this URI. So let's just go it, and here is our brand new Laravel 7 application. And as you can see, because we use this auth, we have login and register out of the box with Laravel. So if you click on it, and as you can see, our Bootstrap it doesn't working yet, because we haven't compiled our CSS files yet. So we need to open one more command line. And we need to run npm run watch. So just before I run this, I show what is going to happen. So if we check our brand new Laravel 7 application, if you go to the public folder, you can see we don't have any CSS and JS files in these folders, because we haven't compiled our JS and CSS files. So our CSS and JS files at the moment in the resources folder, JS folder, and the CSS file is inside the SES folder, app CSS, but it hasn't been compiled, so that's where the Bootstrap would be pulled in. So in order to compile our files, we just need to do npm run watch, hit enter, and it's still compiling our CSS. Okay, so as you can see, it's 100% done, and it's created our JS app CSS and app.js file. So if we check our public folder now, you can see we have CSS and JS file as well. Okay, so if we going back to our application now and hit refresh, as you can see, our Bootstrap is working now, so we can register a new user and we can log in. But in order to do that, we have created the database for that, but we haven't migrated our users table inside that So Laravel created our basic tables for us. So if you go to the database folder, migrations, you can see we have a users migration file here. So if we run our migration file, then it will create a table for users with a name, email verification, and password, and timestamps as well, and remember token. So you can add extra lines if you want. So for example, date of birth or stuff like that. But at the moment we just stick with the basic one. Okay, so if we want to migrate, we need to open up one more command line inside our folder. So let's just do that. Okay, and before do any command, we need to tell Laravel what database should looking for. So if you remember, we created a database called Laravel7. We need to point that database. In order to do that, we need to go to the .env file. And as you can see, we have a database equal to Laravel. We need to delete this, and it's called Laravel7. So it has to match to this. And of course, if you have special username or password for your database on your local machine, then you need to give the username and the password. At the moment, I'm not using any password for my database because it's on a local machine. Of course, if you have deployed it on the server, you definitely want a password and a different username as well for your database. But for now, it's good. So Laravel7, yeah, let's save this. And now we can run PHP artisan migrate, and everything is okay. So if we check our Laravel7 database now, as you can see, we have user table now. So if we want, just let's refresh it. If you want, we can create a new user. So register a new user. Test user. And let's give a password. And hit register. Okay, so the problem is that, as you can see, unknown database Laravel. The problem is that when we edited this .env file, it has to be rebooted in our Laravel application. So we need to go back to this file when we created the PHP artisan serve, and let's just close it with Ctrl+C. And let's run this PHP artisan serve command again. And now if I hit refresh, I want to submit the same informations again. Here you go. As you can see, we are logged in as test user. We can log out. And if we check our database, we have one new user. If you check it, it's test user. So you can log out. And now you can use the login as well. If you go to the test user and give the password and log in, as you can see, we can log in now. So we have a basic authentication as well out of the box provided by Laravel. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and bye.